frankly, Ed, grow up. This is not dog whistle politics. This is a democracy where free speech is a critical part of the democracy. And the idea that the Westminster literati don't want to talk about this issue, want to smear and label anybody who wants to raise it, is absurd. Let me tell you, Sarah quite rightly is representing the concerns of her constituents and her own concerns, and we should have some form of debate about it. Most people in the country have got no idea that 7 European nations have already banned the burqa. Maybe we should ask those nations that some people are so keen on getting ever close to, why did they ban the burqa? Why did they feel it was appropriate? Why did they feel the need to have a national debate about it? Sometimes we can actually learn from other nations rather than arrogantly think that we know best.
Richard Tice launches the opening attack, charging Westminster voices of stifling discussion. Ed Vaizey gets ready for contact as the collision becomes personal. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Given
And
that the country is financially in
does
terrible
Richard
state,
Tice want to ban the
culturally it's in a
burqa?
terrible state. Say again?
Does Richard Tice want to ban the burqa?
Yeah, I've got genuinely very serious concerns about it. I don't think it does promote equality of women. I think some of those women that are wearing the burqa are essentially forced to wear the burqa. Some may choose to, but and I think we have to have a proper open debate about it and see where the nation's view is on it. And if every 10 years, maybe it's a good thing to have this sort of thing.
Vaizey aims to expose hard policy under the rhetoric by pinning Tice to a yes or no response. Tice sidesteps, then half commits.
Is the burqa repressive for women? Does it mean that women are second-class citizens? Does it present security issues? Is it sort of
But hold on, Richard. You've given me. You've given me. Now it's been an interesting 24 hours for Reform UK. The party came third in the Scottish parliamentary by-election in Hamilton, Larkhill and Stonehouse. Some had expected them to possibly win it, but they did get a large share of the vote.
The interview started with a general set of questions. Why raise the veil now, and what is Reform's actual agenda? Tice frames the tensions. Vaizey establishes the tone. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Far from it. I mean, it's a three-way marginal. 750 people was the spread across all three parties. If anybody suggested that literally 2 or 3 months ago, you'd have been taken away by the men in white coats. We got 26%. We're delighted with that. Yeah, the narrative may have got a bit ahead of itself. I think there might have been a bit of deliberate sort of overinflation of excitement by the Scottish media. Look, that's fine. At the end of the day, it's the numbers that count. And yes, congratulations to Labour. They did win, but it is a traditional Labour heartland. And the fact that they were so worried about coming third behind Reform, they bust in hundreds of activists to almost drag people out of their homes to go and vote. It was really quite a sight. But look, it's a seismic shift in British politics. The Tory party in Scotland has disappeared. It's gone down the plug hole, never to return. They just about scraped saving their deposit. But we've got Tory councillors talking about defecting to us, activists coming our way, and we're getting busy for the next 11 months in the run-up to the Holyrood elections, and it's going to be very interesting. Who knows where it'll end up?
Vaizey downplays third place for Reform. Tice sees it as a tectonic change. Each whirl the Hamilton outcome to suit his story.
You talked earlier about resignations and defections, and obviously you've got Rupert Lowe, who's already resigned and may defect to the Tories, and now you've got this resignation of your chairman, Zia Yusuf. Why did he resign?
Look, I'm very sad that Zia's gone. I've sent him a message of huge thanks. He's worked incredibly hard for nothing but, frankly, the sort of thankless task and a whole load of abuse, which has been completely unwarranted. So look, I don't know, but look, politics is difficult, it's hard, it's relentless. And what I do know is that the foundations and the professionalism that Zia has put in place, we will build on, we will grow. And that's, a significant factor why we achieved the success in the May elections. And our job now, actually, and the best way of thanking Zia is to say, we're going to go from strength to strength. We're going to save tens of millions of pounds in these county councils that we now run. We're well. So the
narrative is that Zia Yusuf kind of politics is a rough old game, and he kind of was exhausted. But there are other possible explanations. There's the kind of public explanation there's the Nigel Farage explanation, which is, he had a Goldman Sachs mentality, which either means that the kind of freewheeling reformers just couldn't stand the guy, or that Nigel Farage simply just cannot work with people who begin to attract publicity, begin, as it were, to establish themselves as their own figures in reform. He can't build a team.
I think that's completely wrong. I mean, the reality is that Nigel has built a team. That's why we've had this huge success in the May elections. I've worked with Nigel for, it's almost exactly a decade, around the time of the 2015 general election. And I think it's fair to say over the campaigns and parties that we've been running and growing since then, we do seem to have had some success.
Tice claims it's tiredness, not factional bloodletting. Vaizey investigates Chairman Zia Yusuf's stunning withdrawal. Was Sarah Pochin's PMQ a cultural war stunt or a policy launch? Vaizey presses. Tice argues that it is only normal democracy.
Let's talk about the Burka, though. Zia Yusuf resigned partly because he disagreed with Sarah Pochin's decision to ask the Prime Minister to ban the Burka. Is it going to be Reform Party policy to ban the Burka? And if not, why did you let one of your just 5 MPs raise it at the most prominent moment in the parliamentary week? She apparently cleared the question with Nigel Farage.
We all knew the question was going to be asked. We all liked the question. We thought it was appropriate. The idea that you can't discuss something unless it's party policy is nonsense. You should be able to debate and discuss things. And Sarah, I think quite rightly.
But you don't just ask. Let me just put this point. You don't ask a Prime Minister's question randomly because you think, oh, this is an idea worth discussing. You've got to back it up. You're clearly going to have it as party policy to ban the burqa. You're road testing it at Prime Minister's questions.
There's nothing random about it. We'd agreed that Sarah was going to answer it. We want a proper debate around the country about this issue about the burqa. Sarah, as a woman, feels that has a very strong view, from a security point of view, but actually, for a country that's founded in Christianity and equality of sexes, question mark: is the burqa repressive for women? Does it mean that women are second-class citizens? Does it present security issues? Is it sort of?
But hold on, Richard. You've given me. Let me just say something. You've given me some clarity here because Reform got into trouble with a video during the Scottish by-election, which effectively said that the leader of the Labour Party would put the priorities of the Pakistani community first. This is, you're not going to issue a formal consultation document on banning the burqa. You're simply getting it out there, surely, as effectively dog whistle politics. You're not going to end up proposing it as formal politics, but it suits you down to the ground for people to be talking about it.
Tice contends parties need time for conscience concerns. Vaizey maintains a PMQ suggests intention.
And, seek people's view. You don't, and this ludicrous idea, you don't have to have a party policy on everything. You can say some things might be personal conscience. They might be something where you just discuss things and you can agree to disagree. I mean, life would be boring if everybody in a political party agreed with 100% of the policies. Crikey, that's hardly a democracy.
Nigel Farage wants to ban the burqa, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that Nigel wants a debate on it, hear people's views. That's what I want to do. My view is I'm very concerned about it. And so that I want to listen to other views, have that debate.
Tice sells Reform as the growing force approaching Holyrood, albeit within a conflict. Vaizey wants numbers.
Well, I was slightly going to ask you that question. I mean, because again, people have been kind of thinking about Reform, winning the Holyrood election or, giving Labour a serious bloody nose. I mean, how many seats would you expect to pick up at the Scottish Parliament at next year's election?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to put a number on it, but the more the merrier. And we will just give it our very best shot. What I can say is momentum builds momentum. So we've got ever more people, really good potential candidates coming to us who've never stood before in politics. We've got successful track records. They're saying, can I help? Can I get stuck in? That's great. And so we've just got to roll our sleeves up and work hard.
Vaizey takes a firm stand. Tice stays with concern, but the implication is obvious. Reform would gladly support a ban.
Given that the country is financially in terrible state,
does Richard Tice want to ban the burqa?
Say again?
Does Richard Tice want to ban the burqa?
Yeah, I've got genuinely very serious concerns about it. I don't think that I don't think it does promote equality of women. I think some of those women that are wearing the burqa are essentially forced to wear the burqa. Some may choose to, but and I think we have to have a proper open debate about it and see where the nation's view is on it. And if every 10 years, maybe it's a good thing to have this sort of thing, and seek people's view. You don't, and this is a ludicrous idea. You don't have to have a party policy on everything. You can say some things might be personal conscience. They might be something where you just discuss things and you can agree to disagree. I mean, life would be boring if everybody in a political party agreed with 100% of the policies. Crikey, that's hardly a democracy.
Nigel Farage wants to ban the burqa, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that Nigel wants a debate on it, hear people's views. That's what I want to do. My view is I'm very concerned about it. And so that I want to listen to other views, have that debate.
From by-election shocks to an explosive burqa face-off, Tice and Vaizey reveal reform's approach, seek debate, demand controversy, and present traditional parties as terrified of both. Whether that's deliberate dog whistle or fundamental free expression, well, that's the debate they want everyone to participate in. Let us know what you think down below in the comments.